Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to pump the corn. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Toxic Happy Hour, where we are toxic towards scams that delay the adoption of global sound money. Good morning, Pubby. Great to see you. What are you drinking today? How's it going?
Yeah, morning for you. I just got off work. I still got to, I'm still in the hamster wheel for a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
my pale ale, baby. I'm getting ready to travel this week, so I gotta get rid of the beer for now. To the next location.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just having some coffee here. This one in a Switzerland cup. As we can share that once you are actually out there in a hotel somewhere in the world, we might have a little bit the ability to produce some more toxic happy hours. We'll see.
Yeah, some more content. When 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 you get away from the home front and you're just out after work, there's not a whole bunch to do. Yeah, there's better things to do like this show, man. We'll pump out some more content in the coming 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that's going to be great. So I may be traveling by sometime maybe next week. I'm not really sure when. It depends on a few things, but I can do some shows from where I'm going as well. So we'll work it out and we'll get it done. All right, so we could start out. I think it would be fun to have a quick look at the massive green candle that we're having today. So I think we probably saw the bottom of the correction. I think it was yesterday at 47,000, and we bounced hard off of that, and we are up at 54 now. Let's take a quick look at that. All right, let's see. So these are daily candles. These are daily candles. Things are going a little bit up, a little bit down. And yesterday, that second last candle, we bottomed out at 47,000, and now we're up $7,000 to 54, which is pretty massive. So what does that make you feel like?
It's funny when you've been here long enough how desensitized you are to numbers. But imagine, we're talking about a $7,000 swing, and we remember how long we were. You were stuck at like $8,000. Can you imagine like a 7,000 swing somewhere at that point? I know the scaling is different, but it doesn't mean anything anymore. You're in it for the long haul, and when you see that is great. I like the one earlier. Man, I forget what trader this is. Was it something Thoreau? King Thoreau had put out. Yeah, basically now's the time to get out. Since this is the end of the bull run, and buy back in at 13,000. He was calling for a 80% retracement to 13,000.
So he got one thing right. So he got this one thing right, that historically the retracement has been above 80%. But what he got absolutely wrong is the timing of that, because that doesn't happen until after the bull run FOMO peak. And so he thinks that this is the bull run FOMO peak. But for everyone else who are looking at this and have looked at these bull runs and seen how long time they last, and now also we got Clemende the third in together with Willy Woo doing on-chain analysis of seeing where do this corn go? Does it go to addresses that are just holding it, or is it like being traded? Is it being sent to exchanges to dump or whatever? And all of those things, all of those data points point to this bull run is far from over. So what people need to realize is that in the 2016-17 bull run, we had 6 corrections around 30% or more. And so far in this one, we had a 30+% in January, and this wasn't even 30%. And it's important that people don't panic, and that's what I keep trying to tell you know, new people, you don't panic in this situation. If you have you know, dry powder, you buy the dip. But this is just one of the several corrections, and this wasn't even big. It wasn't that big on the way to the top, and we're not near the top yet.
Absolutely. Listen, you know, December we were at 20,000. Okay, yeah, I get it here, but this is nothing like 2017, man. This point, it's still warming up.
Yeah.
This is still warming up to me.
Absolutely. This is as several people looking at the on-chain have said recently, like we're approximately halfway through the bull run, and that doesn't mean halfway between 20,000 and 100,000. It's halfway, like on a log scale, which means, you know, we're up like 6x. So, you know, you can expect maybe, you know, that is not like precise price prediction, but it's just saying that you know, it's a, you know, 6x from there, from the 60 down, plus minus, you know, it could go significantly higher. We have a super chat from Hastings Insurance Solutions. Thanks for that. $615. That's it. You know it. So why don't you take this question first, Puppy? And I haven't read it yet. Let's go. Does Robinhood leading the price in both directions yesterday by a few seconds mean anything? Your thoughts, Puppy?
Pubby has absolutely no clue. Pubby is smart enough to buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin. I'm going to hodl that shit. Yeah, some of the stuff. Yeah, I know some of the stuff with Robinhood. Here's an interesting Robinhood story. Maybe people in the chat can help me out here. Obviously, you know, with the Wall Street bet guys and GameStop and all that, you know, everyone knows about Robinhood. Had a guy finally, and I've been talking about Bitcoin for years at work. And he came, he goes, yeah, you know, another friend told me about this. So I jumped in, I bought some Bitcoin for the first time. And I'm trying to think, well, where, how, you know, I don't know if it's GBSC or whatever, but he's bought it through Robinhood. And I'm thinking,
Right.
like, geez, I don't even know how to tell him how the hell to move that shit from Robinhood.
You can.
Yeah.
I listen to Tales from the Crypt, or Marty Bent and Matt Odell. They have, I think, a couple of different titles for different kind of shows they do, like weekly rundown or whatever. So I'm currently listening to one of them, and they were saying that, you know, these big players like PayPal, Venmo, and Robinhood, they've all like, you can buy Bitcoin on all of them, but on none of them you can withdraw. So that is not ideal for the long term, right? So, but anyway, so let me take a pick at this, or poke at this, and I will say pretty much the same thing as you here, Puppy. I wasn't aware that Robinhood was leading the price by a few seconds. Haven't heard about it, and so yeah, I'm sorry, man. 615 is a great meme, but we can't help you better here. So yeah, sorry, man. What can I say? This is the toxic happy hour. We know what we know, and we know what we don't know. This one we didn't hear about. So
yes, it's like the Robinhood's like the Hotel California, man. You can enter anytime you want. You just can never leave. Can you imagine if I and that's sort of how early are, and how you have to talk to your friends about that stuff. Or they're going to buy on PayPal. They're going to buy on these places that, well, yeah, it's easy getting in, but one, you can never verify what they actually own to back it up, and two, you're not going to get that shit out without a fight.
Yeah. So Hastings, you know, we apologize for not. I don't know. So my gut feeling is there's nothing there. I doubt, you know, and but you can't even do arbitrage. So I think it must be something with their pricing or the way they do it. I can't see anything else. That would be my best guess. All right, Puppy. So one thing that I threw in the title, we usually come quite unprepared to these without an agenda, because we just love talking Bitcoin and kind of can go for hours on that. So, but the one thing I did throw in the title kind of got you something right. There was a graph drop 4 days ago on Twitter, I think from a fairly new account, that is really really interesting. So I just want to bring that up, and we can take a look. So wait, here we go. So let me just say that. So when I rewatched a little bit of Toxic Happy Hour from previously, I found out that when I maximize the screenshot or the screen share to fill all of it to make it easier to look, then Pubby and I are absolutely gone, and you can't even hear our voices. So just throwing it up on a big screen and we can't like walk you through it, it's kind of useless. So I hope you guys can see it here. Otherwise, down below in the show notes on YouTube, there is a link to this tweet from at the National Root, so you can go have a look at the graph and zoom in and as much as you want. But so Puppy, the idea here is because we both know that the bull runs from the halving to the top, we've had two of them so far, have had different lengths. The first one in from 12 to 13, it lasted 1 year from the halving to the bull run top. And then the last run from 16 to 17 lasted 1.5 years. So there's not a lot of consistency there. But then at the National Root has made this graph of the bull runs after halving, where instead of looking at the halving as the start, he said from the time that the price reaches its previous all-time high. You can see it down below. It says days since 100% recovery of previous all-time high. So for instance, for this existing bull run, which is the red line, that reset and started when we reached the 20,000, which was the previous all-time high. Can you follow me, Puppy, here in the explanation, the timing of the graph?
Yeah, hey, Puppy's not that stupid. But yeah, yeah, but
dude, I know you're smart.
No, you know what's interesting? I don't know. Is there any way you can zoom in on the red circle there? Can you do a close up of that?
Okay, wait. So
just on that red circle area.
Yeah. Let me try and. Okay, you know what? Let me see if I can wait. Yeah, I think here we can zoom. Yes. Can you see this zoomed or this circle?
Yep. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect because not only the timing, but look at that correction, man. Look at that drop between them all. And of course, can you go up that section there? Okay, if you go up to the top of the graph, go up to the top of the.
All right.
Yeah. Those people think we're here in the run. The ones that
the guy,
the
guy you just spoke about.
Yes, he thinks we're here. He doesn't realize we're back down there, and he's gonna miss out on all the gains, man, because they think we're at the end of the run. We're just getting started.
Totally, man. Great point, Puppy. I love it. So let me just like while I have now zoomed in and people can actually read what's on the screen. So as it says here, days since 100% recovery of previous all-time high until 70% drop after new all-time high. And what we're interested really is maybe not as much the aftermath, but really I guess, Puppy, what is at least to me is a big focus for Toxic Happy Hour. It's about the bull run anatomy, how what the bull run looks like, how it plays out, and that focus on that particular thing means that well, for both of us, it means that we are fully aware that this is not the top, like you're saying here, because we look into all of these data. And well, let me take the graph back, and I just want to walk you through it. So let's see here in the top. So the yellow one, which is the highest, is from 2013, and the price on the left side, obviously, it is adjusted to this bull run. So if the previous bull run, like if the current bull run moves at as the previous, where would that put price? So if we look here first at the yellow one, there was that after just a couple of months, there was that peak, which adjusted to this bull run would be above 100,000. But anyway, then it continued, and then that actually had a top near $800,000, which would be equivalent in this bull run to 13th of September. And actually, let me just get you back here on screen, Pubby, because what I think is really, really interesting here is that previously there was a big difference on the length of the bull runs. But when you look at this in terms of from all-time high to top, they are eerily, scaringly similar, right? Because what you see is that the first one from 13, it lasted 287 days from previous all-time highs to the peak, which would put this bull run at the 13th of September. And then the bull run in 16-17 would lasted 289 days from the previous all-time high, which would put this at 15th of September, which then, and I don't think we can say, look, it's just going to be right in the middle of September. But what do you think about both of these bull runs being so eerily similar in the length from the previous all-time high?
Look, I'm selling all my Bitcoin on September 14th. I'm going to hedge my bet between the 13th and the 15th of September. So, no, hey, I listen. I think it may have been Pierre Richard that actually put this one out as well. And I wrote in there, I said, it's almost as if this is programmable money based upon math. You see what happens? You see what happens when you have something that is, I don't know, logical and not manipulated? Perhaps it will not necessarily be the exact same, but rhyme like history, you see?
Yeah.
Can you put the chart up one more time? Because I want to.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. We're gonna spend a little.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have to hide the chat here, Hastings. Okay.
Yeah. Go.
So which part do you you want to see here?
Go back to the whole. Yeah. Go back to the lower side. And you
can. Wait. I can also zoom out a little bit. Does that?
Zoom out. Yeah.
It's good.
But you can. Yeah. But what's amazing is when you see those pumps from the beginning, okay, and you start to look how high they were getting. So you can understand the panic now. When you start, they all have that same panic that people made that much money, okay, in all of those run-ups. There are people making a lot of money. So you can understand where they got a little scared, man. It's funny. The human psychosis or the emotion is the same. They were making that much money, and at the same point, that many days, they got weak hands at the same time in every run-up.
Right. And I think, and actually that was a bit what I was thinking as well when I saw this graph. I was a little bit blown away by it because it is just eerily, scaringly similar, right? And or scarily. And what that made me think is, so one thing is about the halving and the mathematical thing that lack of supply pushes the price higher. That's predictable. But maybe the reason these two are so similar is because once you reach the all-time high, psychology kicks in. And when the psychology kicks in and that, how that ripples out with, greed, correction where you get fear and people panic sell, and then you get new greed. And I don't know, maybe that is very similar. Dude, Plan Marcus, he said earlier to me this year that he believed that that top could be in Q3. I don't know. I feel this is like if it happens like right there, middle of September, that would be mind blowing. That is like math becomes like scaringly,
Yeah, at that point, well, maybe some people will cash in a little bit of their corn. If that's true, if that happens at that time, think about the people that will now project out 4 years later, knowing, damn. But here's the tricky part about the hyper Bitcoinization, all where you have escape velocity. But you now have 3 solid years of evidence, or 3
Yeah.
solid uh, 4-year markets. Okay, where you see it happening. Yeah. How do you not invest off of that? In a way, some people will. The next time it goes around, you know when to expect the lows or about the lows, and you can just hold off, and then you know when to stack. Then you
Yeah.
wait, and September 2025, you're at 1 million.
Yeah. And it actually, Greg has been saying something similar as well. Greg Sash is in the chat. I don't know if he's still around, but yeah, I think so. He wrote something a few minutes ago. But on that same call I had with Plan Marcus, Greg was also there, and we were talking about the bull run. And one of his comments was, as this bull run plays out, and correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, if I misquote you, and he's saying, as people start to see the stock to flow or S2FX, and that being that same pattern, maybe it will change because these smart money, large institutional funds, corporate funds, national funds, like sovereign, like the highest level of wealth, starts to front run what they kind of now are getting validation of, which is price goes up forever, and there is this cycle. And don't be afraid in a correction that Bitcoin is dying, because it's not. It's designed to pump forever, and has been this 4-year cycle, and seeing that work makes people maybe start to front run it. I don't know, but the psychological aspect is really, really interesting.
Hey, can we at least put the rest that the halving is probably not priced in now? Do we have enough history now of data for this? Is it priced in?
Yeah, and yeah, totally. Look, the halving has an effect. It plays out, and it's not the halvings going forward are not priced in until Bitcoin is at infinity and US dollars has collapsed together with all the other US dollars. So Kenneth Medimer is asking where I can get that graph. So down below in the show notes here on YouTube, I have a link to the tweet that dropped 4 days ago from @the national root. Sorry, the rational root. But you can find the link below. I'll you don't have to rely on my correct pronunciations, because I get it wrong a lot of the time. It's not my first language. But there's a link to the tweet down below.
And Greg, I believe, shared it inside the chat there. If you look for Greg Zaj.
Oh, and he did. So I don't know if you guys can click on another tweet. But anyways, that link, on another chat, that link also is down below, and you can see the graph. So let me just go back to the graph and make sure that not make sure, but see if we have like all the different points that I want to get to. Yeah. So another thing that is really interesting is, I believe you touched upon it a little bit, Pubby. So this red circle here, I mean, if you look at the 13 bull run and the 2017 bull run, they have a significant drop right pretty much on the same day. I mean, it's just weird, man. But the current one is not exactly the same timing. Let's get that.
Hey, was that big drop on the 2013? And was that Mount Gox?
No. Mount Gox played out after or around the top in 13. And what I keep saying is that that was just the needle. When there is a bull run, it will pump up, it'll go high, and people think, oh, it was Mount Gox that meant that the bull run is over. Otherwise, it would have gone to infinity. No, all you need is a news, and that can be a good news or bad news. You just need an event to tip the market in supply's favor and demand. You run out of demand. That's how it is. A lot of smart people have said that, so I'm just repeating it.
Do me a favor, man. Bring that shit back up. I want to look at that.
All right.
Look at that on that top left. What the hell was that drop, dude?
So, this is really interesting. because and Willy Woo said this. So I follow Willy Woo as well. He's Woo at Woo Economics on Twitter. I subscribe to
Woonomics.
Woonomics. What did I say?
Woo Economics.
Yeah, thank you for correcting Woonomics. Yeah, I subscribe also to his newsletter, and so what he explained was, if you looked at on-chain, and that is why on-chain analysis is so important in these bull runs, that on-chain, it showed that it wasn't the end of the bull run, it was only a correction phase. So the on-chain clearly showed that it's not over. It's the same pattern as throughout a bull run of what was happening on chain and the way the coins were moving. It wasn't anything else but a breather in that bull run. It was still a bull run. It was just like correction phase or whatever he calls it. So yeah, but it went really, really high, and it actually midway in this bull run had an 80% correction. But according to on-chain, and I believe in that, it was still the bull run.
Look at that drop, man. Imagine the balls it took to hold that early into Bitcoin, the balls it took to hang on after that drop. I mean, absolutely amazing. Well, because people, I mean, just so people can read the chart correctly, those aren't the actual prices. It's scaled to the same thing. But that's absolutely stunning to me that people held through that drop. Fantastic.
I totally agree. But that's the thing, and I think that's part of the role that is important that we play, because we've seen this before, that that when these corrections come, to help people understand that it's a correction, you don't want to sell. I mean, it's up to you, but panic selling because of fear is wrong. Because, and this is something that you always stress to me, Pubby, and for that reason I ended up making a video about it half a year ago, that when you look at the 4-year period, there's a 4-year cycle, there's the halving event that is every 4 years. So anytime you look back 4 years in Bitcoin, you're up like around 1,000% or several thousand%. So just give your Bitcoin investment or allocation a 4-year period to prove itself. Don't buy and then it goes down 20% and you panic. Like, zoom out, as you and Greg Sash and so many others keep saying, right?
Well, I said it. They like to copy it and send it on. Hey, pull up the one from Yellow there at ICO Offender. Pull up his.
Pull up which one? The
Yellow ICO Offender.
This one?
Oh yeah. Well, we always got to start with a fuck you, Greg. No, how about?
Right.
I was holding that drop as a newbie.
Thank you.
Can you imagine? Well, here's the thing.
My God.
Everyone else today, look, we can handle this stuff because look, we've got 12 years of history behind it. Imagine being that early and you have no fucking clue what the hell is going on with Bitcoin. It's never gonna. You probably had paper wallets or some shit. And can you imagine holding back then and you're still here? Goddamn. Dude. Yeah. That's that is strong hands.
Yeah, that is strong hands. That's when you grow up. That's the baptism of fire in Bitcoin, is when you hold through a 30-40% correction, or even worse, if you actually sit throughout the bear market and hang on because you are optimistic, because you educated yourself, because you understand it's the future money of the world, because you understand it's going to infinity. It number go up forever. It's designed to go up forever. So, well, all right. Let me take a quick look back. Is there anything else we want to? I mean, it's a great graph. I can look at this all day.
I do. Listen, man, this is an easy one for me. So, if you want to see how close this graph is, go up to that, past the red circle. Look at that next drop we're coming up to. Look at that next drop.
What you mean, the one that is around 200 days? I don't know if can you see my cursor?
Yep.
Okay.
That one. Now, I mean, what a great predictor. So let's see what Bitcoin does at that time. Can you imagine if it starts to drop like that?
You mean that around 200 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, explain.
Well, no, on the left side, you can see where we had a major drop in this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bitcoin dropped at the same period.
Yeah.
So if you want to see how accurate the chart is or where we're going, let's look at it. And what date would that be in day 200? Did it,
What day for us? Well, so yeah,
we'll have to,
I
we'll
oh
have to figure it out. But there could
right.
be look a run up in like 200 July be probably August. There could be a drop down. I'm not sure. But look, the last two cycles, there was at the same time, day 200, there was a sell off of some sort for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Hey, we'll see this year if it holds true again. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is you now have a predictive model going forward.
What do you mean a predictive? Like that it will tell us the future, or?
No, if it starts dropping at that same time frame, like the last two cycles, it starts dropping. You're like,
Yeah.
man, this is on course. Yeah, you don't even you can even wait and buy some more dips.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, what's really important to me is that that to understand from so many indicators, including this, that a bull run doesn't stop in a correction. We are on the way. We're not at the top. There's still a long way to go, according to everything. That's not financial advice or any guarantee, but that's why this type of education or sharing of information is important, because it can help new people to weather the storm and not panic sell, but buy the dip instead. And historically, Bitcoin has come out of every single correction and set a new all-time high. It's, how many correction has there been in Bitcoin since 2009? I don't know, 500, 5,000, but every single time Bitcoin comes out and does better,
Yeah, this is absolutely stunning when you look at it, really, how close they match up from 2013 and 2017.
Yeah.
I mean,
So let
obviously,
me,
there's some obvious differences, but you're going to have differences between the first guys that started your cypherpunks, your true speculators, people that are just interested in cryptography in general, and then you have a lot of retail, and now the institutional one coming in. That's really going to be the game changer. What does it do to the graph?
Yeah, yeah. Like I think, Pubby, both you and I really enjoy and have faith. I believe in the stock, the S2FX model, which is the cross asset continuation of the stock to flow, but he goes cross asset to take out time, I believe, and sooner or later, I think both of us believe sooner or later that will break to the upside. And to me, it's a matter of once the world really understand what goes on, once there's like a global consciousness of fiat currency being dirty and evil and collapsing in value and not being created for our sakes, but for the central bank owner's sake, and that we're better off with a sound money where our savings go up in value. There will be some kind of inflection point where things just going to go straight up, hyper Bitcoinization, and it's really interesting to see when that will happen and what will trigger it. It can be many different things, and I want to just get into the contango a little bit. But so before we do that, I just want to say that I think that there will be some level of these cycles continuing until we reach the moment of truth, or the global consciousness level, or until a couple of things can happen, like the bond market can collapse. Bitcoin is at like around $1 trillion. The bond market is 300 trillion. That 300 trillion is either getting a very small return, or it's getting a minus return. And
you're absolutely right, and that's not to segue to something totally different, but did you? I know we talked briefly. I don't think you watched the entire gold debate with Saylor and what's his name, Frank
right,
Fumucci sequence, whatever.
I didn't, but I know you did.
But let me tell you what's interesting is he talked about Bitcoin, going into gold. Frankly, like you're not going to get all gold. I mean, I could care less about gold, to be quite honest with you. At $10 trillion, the $300 trillion bond market is where it's at. Is my point here.
Oh yeah.
That is where it's at. Who I could care less about 10 trillion. Let's go for 300, man. Or Greg Foss, we'll have him back when he talks about the 900 trillion. And the gold is
What was
nothing.
Oh, I totally agree. Gold is just
It's nothing.
yeah, that's just Bitcoin at 500,000. That's yeah, it's about the whole the global market for storing value, and bonds is very much part of that. And that's 300 trillion. And then we start talking, because then we get closer to my target of 400 trillion, which will take Bitcoin to $20 million. Yeah, you're very much on point with that. So to me, well, first of all, the contango trade. So it's a great meme. Everybody loves to say contango and sat squeeze, but it's a real thing. Let's just do it real quick for people who haven't heard it before. So contango means that the future price of Bitcoin is higher than today's spot market. So what does that mean? That means if you don't even believe in Bitcoin, and it's important to understand that this is just getting a return on your US dollars, you're not owning Bitcoin, you have a net neutral position. But to get a return on your fiat currency, where currently 300 trillion is getting like either this or actually negative, right? What fiat currency can do is say, okay, we don't believe in Bitcoin, but there's a trade here, a contango trade, where I'll make the numbers round and easy. We can buy Bitcoin today at spot for 50,000. We can sell it or 1 year from now on the future for 60,000. So you buy one Bitcoin on spot, you sell one future. So in net, you don't have any Bitcoin. You bought one, you promised one, you promised it away in the future. So you're not a Bitcoin investor, but what you are is you're getting a 20% return now yearly on your fiat currency. I can see on your face something is happening in the chat, but let me finish this before I lose the train of thought. So if $300 trillion start figuring out that they can do the contango trade, instead of getting nothing or negative, they can get a 10, 15, 20, 25% return on the US dollars on a yearly basis. That will pump the price. That will be the sat squeeze of the biggest sat squeeze in history, because the contango trade means they come in and buy it up. Sure, they give it away in the future, but that trade only works. You can only get that huge fiat currency return by buying a lot of Bitcoin now. So it takes Bitcoin out of supply. It pumps the price. I mean, $300 trillion doing the contango trade, and it's game over for fiat, and we're at infinity. I mean, 20 million is bearish. It's just we're at infinity. Sorry, it was a long rant, but I think it's important. What's going on?
You forgot to mention that that trade is virtually risk-free. Virtually risk-free. I mean, risk-free, free money in this environment. An environment where you're gonna put your shit out there for hopefully 1 or 2%. No, you're looking at 15%, almost 20%, risk-free.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, like you talked, when we had William Clemente III on the show, man, it's the self-licking ice cream cone. Because guess what? You lock up those Bitcoin, they gotta lock them up, and guess what? You gotta now these people. Hey, let's reach out to Pierre Richard and his speculative attack on the dollar, and now people are going to be borrowing money for this risk-free trade. I mean, it's a death spiral for the dollar in a way. It's fantastic for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like, we're already in a death spiral for the dollar, right? What we're talking about is like the journey. The journey is set. We're going there, but we we are basically commentating on the things we see on this journey to infinity, right? I love that that meme you kind of just, I don't know if it's, did you make it up or what, but a self-licking ice cone? I haven't heard that before. That was pretty hilarious. I can
No,
just,
that's not that's an American saying.
right.
A self-licking ice cream cone. But yeah, it's
awesome. Yeah. But yeah, so regarding risk-free, there is basically a counterparty risk, but it's very, very small, I would say. But it's important to state this is not the Bitcoin, the contango trade is not for Bitcoin investors. If you believe in Bitcoin, you buy Bitcoin. The contango trade, you are neutral Bitcoin. You don't net have any Bitcoin. You're just getting a return on your dollars or your euro, whatever, and you're making 20% a year instead of the non-existent return on bonds. So,
but, and this isn't, listen, this isn't about all these companies, corporations, or just going all in on Bitcoin with this contango trade, but it's going to be a percentage. Okay, maybe they just do 10%. Yes, there's some risk, but maybe they say, you know what, I'll put 10% in there. 10% on a contango trade. That mitigates the risk. Listen, these guys got the actuaries, the smart guys with numbers. I mean, it's almost at a point of being willfully ignorant. I think a good word is obtuse about it, to not even try it.
right.
But yeah, when they finally get it and understand it, these, I don't know, the CFOs, the guys that should have understood this 4 years ago, once they get it, man, get ready, man.
Absolutely. And the question is, you know, how do, like, why haven't they gotten it yet? Why are they not doing the contango trade yet? Or are we already now seeing that the contango trade is, which is creating sat squeeze, which is going to push the price higher because they have to buy up Bitcoin and take it off the market, which obviously, as they buy it, pushes the price higher. But I remember seeing a graph over that. I think it's hedge funds that are, or is it institutions that are, they're shorting Bitcoin, and it makes no sense. But the reason, this, one of the explanations on them being short the Bitcoin future is because they are long the spot. Basically, you know, they buy one Bitcoin today and then they short it with the future because they sell it. So that might be an indicator that it's starting already, this contango trade. But the FOMO that it can induce is amazing. 300 trillion just sitting there waiting. Like, we're just waiting for them to realize. That's 300 trillion.
Listen, it's better. It's good for us. Okay. I know if it wants $1 million Bitcoin tomorrow, fuck, man, why not enjoy some 50,000 Bitcoin today?
Yeah.
Just stack, because when it goes, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone, and everyone will be fighting to get in.
Yeah, it's and that's another reason that we love, or that that Greg Foss was dubbed or named Gap Daddy Foss on the Toxic Happy Hour. It was a great episode, by the way. It's about, what is it, month and a half ago.
We got to get back. Well, let's get him back on this next month.
Yeah. We got to get Greg Foss back on, and we got to get Jeff Booth back on. He already said he's happy to come back, and he said, look, he's happy to do it for us. He loves doing the Toxic Happy Hour. We did it in December with him, and William Clemente, of course, was really valuable discussion of, like, so many things that he understands. He's a finance sophomore, and he understands all this on-chain analysis as well, which is why we brought him in, because we love trying to understand the bull run.
Oh, real quick, just hey, shout out to Bitcoin guy in the chat. I am still here with paper wallets. It was a crap couple of years. Yeah, I'm sure you're still here, living on a beach somewhere.
Yeah, here. What do you mean here? Yeah, you're on
Yeah.
a Bahamas beach with a MacBook Pro laptop and some
Yeah.
cabanas or some shade and some pina coladas.
Yeah. I'm here. Only bought 5,000 Bitcoin at $10. But I'm still here, guys.
It was tough. It's very tough. That must be really, really hard. I mean, what a life. MG Smith is asking when Jack Mullers. That is up to Jack Mullers. Our arms are open.
I can answer that. Jack wants to come on the show, but Greg Zaj has been being a dick and tell him not to do the show. So fuck you, Greg.
All right. So let's just let's bring back our friend the graph. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to discuss here? Again, if people didn't see it from the beginning, I'm
so,
you know.
Yeah, look, go to that 200 range we just talked about, right?
Yeah. You want me to go? Okay, wait. Let me get up.
Yeah, zoom in because it's roughly the same time.
Yeah, so the 200-day, where they both have a. But I just want to say, Pubby, if you look at, they both again had a correction here. If you then look at the red one where we have just passed, both the 13 and 17 bull run had that sharp dip there, but ours didn't. So if it didn't, when I say ours is because we are actually finally here, right? The 21, which is the red one. We didn't have the correction right at the same time, so why would we have it over at 200? But go.
Well, no, you're 200 there, right? Well, here's the thing, man. This is just a guide. The dates are going to change. Go to the right of the 200. Go up to the next precipitous drop. I don't know what day that is.
Okay, up here.
Yeah.
Can you see? You can see my cursor, right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Look at that again at the same, almost at the exact same time. How crazy is that,
dude? It's what it made me think was you know how math can explain, like there's actually patterns in stuff that seems to be not random but very complicated. If you apply math, and I'm no expert at this, then there are some patterns that just go again and again in so many things. It's all coming from math, right? It's really interesting. And maybe there is also, math that you can apply to human psychology. And in this case, I would say, apply to greed and fear.
I can't disagree, man. I'm looking at this chart of the whole thing, and look, there's some variations.
Yeah,
but I think they're minor in comparison to the value you would get out. By at least, and I'm not even listen. You know me, man. I buy and hold my Bitcoin. That's it. Won't sell. But you know what this helps me do? It prepares me. If you're new and you can see this chart, you're prepared for. Wait, you know what? The last two cycles, it dropped like this at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm prepared. I'll keep my strong hand, but you don't have to. Don't try to time the bottom. Okay, just stack as you can, as much as you can. But it reinforces the thought that, hey, you know what? This happened the last two cycles.
Yeah, and this is why it's so important for us to share these things and explain about that 4-year halving cycle and the similarities, so people don't panic sell because they didn't educate themselves and because they see a 15 or 20 or 30% or even a 35% correction. Understand the long game. Understand that if you look back 4 years, you've never been like, I think the minimum you've ever made, the bare minimum, if you give it a 4-year period, is, I think it was 883%. And that's only happened once. I think the rest of the time, you're pretty much in the thousands and thousands of percent that you are going to be up as long as you give Bitcoin 4 years. Now, and I think we both believe that you should be giving Bitcoin more than 4 years, because this is not about making a US dollar or any other fiat currency profit. It's about accumulating, buying and accumulating as much Bitcoin as possible, so you hold the money of the future once the dirty fiat collapses. Am I right?
Man, I know I talk to about Bitcoin. I say if you just want to buy this for a year, okay, buy it for a year and think you're going to make $1 million, don't talk to me anymore. That's not what this is. You and I know it's for forever, Laura, forever.
Yeah.
But listen, this is a 10-year hold, and I tell my friends,
Yeah.
you put all your money into this your shitty 401k with all the fees for 40 years, and you don't even think twice about it. For 40 years, you tie up your money here. If you can't be bothered for 10 years to try this out, well, it's not for you. Don't do it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. Agree. You know what, Puppy? So, I love our conversations, and we had these conversations on the phone for I can't remember if it was the beginning of 19, or I can't believe it's only been 2 years, but it's maybe 2.5 years. I don't know if it was more than that. When was it? When was it that we first spoke? Was it January, February 19, or what?
I think we're early. I think we're in 2018, man. Yeah, the end of towards the end of
18.
the end of 2018.
Yeah, towards the end of 18. Okay, yeah, so 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
Quick math. Always dangerous to math in your head when you're live, because when you mess it up, it just looks really, really bad. And usually people do that. But I think I got it right. 2.5 years.
Yeah, we got.
But what I love is that when we have these conversations, it you help me to zoom out. Like rationally, yes, I know big picture and everything, but when we have these conversations, and we got this zooming out mentality or discussions that really helps me, and I just get more and more bullish each time. It's beautiful. That's what I love, man.
That's what we're here for, man. And it was early on, like you say. I had no one in the city where I could even talk to about Bitcoin that many years ago. And so
Right.
when you responded back, I reached out. Hey, what's going on? I heard you on Adam Meister's show. Uh, you want to talk Bitcoin? And damn, do we? And did we? It's
Yeah.
good stuff, man. And that's the best thing of it all. Um, obviously, we're not paid shills for anything. We do it because we love it, and
Yeah.
that's what's rare in the world.
Yeah.
That is what is just rare in the world. People
But
that believe in something.
and you find that with Bitcoiners, because it's not just a matter like Bitcoiners are not just here to make a profit. We're here for the peaceful, non-violent revolution of the monetary system, and take money away from the state and their control of it, and all the negative implications that that have, diluting the savings, creating the wealth disparity or wealth gap. It's a little bit longer argumentation, but central banks is what are making rich people richer and poor people poor. Is not capitalism. It's crony capitalism. Capitalism is good. Capitalism is your friend. Crony capitalism and central banks is the root of evil.
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. One of the best parts of the Bitcoin community and Twitter at large is the people you meet from around the world. I'm lucky enough that I travel around the world, so I've met so many people in my life, been to over 100 countries. Okay, what is fascinating to me is the misconceptions that both sides have about different political systems. What's the best way to govern ourselves? And one of me is look, I get it. We got problems on the West side here. In the West, we got problems with what is called capitalism, but this is not the capitalism that we were raised upon. This is control capitalism, which is this is a um, centralized theft of money. When you're control,
organized theft.
It's not. This is not an open marketplace where let the best man win. the best woman win, the best company win. We don't have that anymore, where the rules are there for everyone to get in, limited rules. You have so much regulation. What we have now is fucked, man. Everything is so controlled. This isn't capitalism. So do not conflate the U.S. with capitalism right now. Yes, it is in a bad place. I absolutely guarantee. That's why I'm in Bitcoin, because this is not the United States as it was founded, not what people believed in, and not what I know a lot of us grew up on. This is not it.
No, it's not. And I mean, per definition, I guess capitalism is free market. But the most important commodity in any economy is the money, because
True.
money makes up one side of every single transaction. And money here is when it's controlled by the state, when it's artificially created, more basically counterfeit. State counterfeiting of money has been made legal. But when they counterfeit it, when they manipulate the interest rate, that misallocation of capital, and the fact that when they print more and they make artificially push the interest rate lower, which is what happens over time in what Ray Dalio calls the long-term debt cycle, which I recommend looking up. It's a really good explanation. Ray Dalio is so ready for Bitcoin. He just needs that final. He knows everything that's wrong with the fake money. He's that last. He's man. When he comes in, it's the biggest hedge fund in the world.
That's the thing that kills with Ray Dalio, though, because he knows it's rigged. He knows the system is rigged, and he's still not here yet. I mean, you want to talk about having to unlearn things? He has to unlearn everything. He's got to finally admit the system is rigged and done. And hey, anyone listening here, if you guys want to know what America was about, go ahead and Google. Go to fuck Google. Go to
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo, or even in Russia, I think it was at Yandex is Russian. Yandex.
Yeah.
Go there. Look up founding fathers, American founder fathers, and fiat currency. Oh man, Thomas Jefferson just lays waste to having any type of fiat currency system. 1913 comes around with the Fed. They were rolling over in their graves. They knew it was going to bankrupt and kill the country. And guess what? They were right. They were real. They were real men at that time. They told us. They told us, and we didn't. Well, we tried to listen, but guess what? Evil always rises to the top, man. Always rises to the top over good people.
But Bitcoin will end that. There is not only hope here. The game plan has been built. The game theory has been built, where now finally we get rid of this dirty, evil fiat currency that you have been made to believe is good for you, that they keep diluting it so you can keep your job. But guess what? When we were back on, at the time, the most sound money the world ever had, gold, people also had jobs. There were plenty of jobs. In fact, production rose faster than during this communist money, which it really is, when you have a centralized committee deciding the price of money, which is interest rate. Why didn't they have things in the supermarket in Soviet Union, or like in general on the shelves in the shop? Because it was centralized planning. It works terrible. It's misallocation of capital. And once we get Bitcoin again as money and we separate it from the state, America will once again, and like the rest of the world, prosper. But another thing, Puppy, is this whole system. So you read the book, Dr. Jekyll, or what's it called? Jekyll Island, The Creature of Jekyll Island, and how it's actually private bankers who own the Federal Reserve. So they're the money people profiting from this. And then also when you look to, I would say, American policy somewhere after the Second World War, I don't know if this was around the time that CIA got more power, but it seems that wars have become more of, about generating profit for the arms company and the weapons industry. And again, I just want to highlight what I said earlier on this show, that the last 50 years, there's only two presidents that that got kicked out after one term, and those were the only two presidents that did not ask for more military funding during that first term. First one was Jimmy Carter, Democrat. Second one, Donald Trump, Republican. This is not about which party you belong to. This is about probably, in my opinion, something else is deciding, who wins and who doesn't win. It's about keeping a president in power that are happy to spend a lot of money on military so that, powerful complex can earn its profit. What did it take 1 month before Joe Biden asked for a lot of funds to bomb in, Syria? Or you don't want to get into this?
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to, gotta open a beer here, I think. Yeah, so, yeah, I saw in the chat, Trent, Lebaner, saying, LOL, when the United States was founded, there was no standard currency. Yeah, absolutely true. There was none. And that happens for most countries. Yeah, I get it. But they realized quickly that we better base this upon something substantial. You cannot do it on paper. So yeah, that's true in the U.S. Yeah,
that's right. There's gotta be real value. And when people keep saying, "Oh, but there's nothing," backing Bitcoin, then I just want to say the reason there's nothing backing Bitcoin apart from obviously math that can't be broken, and a system that has now proven that it can't be hacked. The reason something like military and police, etc., is back in the US dollars is because it needs to be enforced, because it's poor money. There's no real value there. It's actually debt. Fiat currency is a debt. Someone owes that $100 to someone, right? It's the government issued debt and was bought up by the central bank. It's all debt based. It's not, this is an asset. It's a piece of paper. It's not an asset, and that's why it's backed by something, because it's basically, you should change that word to it's enforced. It's enforced by violence, because otherwise no one would use a piece of paper. The reason that gold was not backed by something, because remember, gold wasn't backed by anything. It was gold because there was it had utility as money, and therefore was an asset that people wanted to own. And it's the same with Bitcoin. It doesn't need violence to back it. It is hard math and game theory that is backing it, right?
Hey, listen, when you had gold back then, you know the phrase, you either walk the walk, you talk the talk, or walk the walk, man, or shut the fuck up. And it's the same thing. That's what gold was. You showed up with gold in your hand.
Yeah.
Guess what? Bitcoin does the same thing. Fiat, paper, nothing. That's what I love about Kaiser when he rips up like $100 bills. You know what that $100? You know what that shit was worth like in 1970? Probably like, I don't know, $5,000 in today's purchasing power. It's absolutely nothing. It means nothing. So I love that. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah,
he's bullshit talks or walks, man. Let's go.
He's taking one for the team when he's ripping up those $100 bills. But it's part of the education to kind of make it click for people that there's no real value there. Well, as long as it's accepted of medium exchange, of course it has value. But the keyword there was as long as.
Well, that's why I brought it up on the show, because what I love about it, it's such a powerful statement. Especially if you're new to trying to understand how worthless fiat currency is when you see someone rip money in half, your initial heart sinks. Your initial response is shock, in a way. Like, oh my God, that's $100. For many people, I worked all day for that amount. I worked a week for that amount. And he just ripped it in half. The shock value, I think, is brilliant. It's a great meme in and of itself. The shock value is perfect. And it's absolutely right. But ripping up $100 in 1900 compared to today, a lot less shocking. Can you imagine back then when you could buy, probably $20,000 worth of goods and
This
services.
is a this is a great point, Puppy. So let's just remind ourselves that the dollar has lost around plus minus 97% of all its purchasing
All of it
power
has,
since the Fed was created in 1913. So back then, initially $100 could buy you 5 ounces of gold because they put the gold at $20, right? As I recall, and then later it was repriced to $30 per gold because they're basically debasing, they're basically diluting so they could print more. So say, oh, we're just going to change it to $30. So and today that 1 ounce of gold is what is gold sitting at? Is it 1,500, 1,800? I don't even know. I don't
it's
really
like
care much about.
I think it's 1,800 an ounce.
Okay,
1,700. Yeah, it floats around there.
so it's basically gold is up around 90x or 100x from the initial peg to the dollar. So, and the reason it's up is not because gold necessarily has more real value. It's just because the US dollar has collapsed and they convince you it was a good idea. But guess what? It isn't. And yeah, that's why we Bitcoin, right? Am I right?
No, I'm just here for 6.15, big titty bitches and eternal riches. Isn't that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
it
great
is.
name. It's a great name, man.
If you made it to 615, I salute you, man. I salute you.
Oh, especially after
I'm
if you
not there.
started. Yeah, hey. Not after the boating accident, of course.
That's right.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
that means
I'm glad you survived.
yeah.
I'm glad you survived that one.
Yeah. Hey, let's take a last peek on. I just want to be sure we don't leave anything behind on this graph. Is there anything else we need to cover? I mean,
we're only
just
halfway through, man.
yep. We're halfway through.
Look at that
if
rise. Look at that
yep.
rise coming up. After that, we got 2 more dips, right? 2 more dips. Dip.
You know, we'll probably have more, but maybe who cares? You know,
No, but
what?
listen, I'll tell you, I care,
Okay.
and a lot of future, investors will care.
Yeah.
If I mean, how the fuck is Apple not in here yet? Can you imagine like someone not going to Tim Cook and saying, yeah, we're sensing a trend here in Bitcoin. It seems to be doing the same thing, and you show them this mark, you show them the second mark of another dip, a dip, rise, dip, and then boom, the mother of all gains.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Dip, slight rise, dip, and here it
Boom.
comes.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's when that greed FOMO kicks in the end, and that's yeah. That has been the case, as we can see here. Every time bull runs get steeper as they get towards the end of it. And so the one thing I have looked at is in these two bull runs in 13, it took 5 days. No, wait, was that? You know what? I don't have my notes here, so I'm not gonna
Make
do
it
a
up.
misquote, but
Make
just make it up.
Make it up.
Basically, so what I look at is how many days did it take for the bull run to do the final 100% value ascent, means doubling in value. And the last one in 17 took 16 days to double in value from 10 to 20,000. And I'll be looking for that. We need that doubling time, which right now is many more days because it's not so steep yet. We need that to come down to 16 days or below, I think, because we are currently steeper than the 17 bull run. So I would expect it to be steeper in the end. We'll see.
How many days did you say that took the last time?
So last time in 17, it took 16 days to go from 10,000 to 20,000. I mean, so imagine it takes, let's say, random numbers, 16 days to go from 200 to 400,000. But I mean, no, you know, this is not financial advice. We're just, you know, talking about past bull runs here.
No, no, I was only asking because I can now admit I bought on day 15. On day 15.
Yeah.
Day
You
15, I
nailed
was
it.
there. I nailed it. Hey, this is the future, baby. This is the future.
Yeah.
Probably jumping in on Bitcoin day 15.
Yeah. You had heard buy the dip, but you thought it was buy the top. So you decided to, hey, this got to be a top, and you bought the top.
There was no dip at all, dude. I was like, man, this shit is the future. Like I said, man, I went all in. But hey, I was a good little investor, and I spread out my initial Coinbase purchase between Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and I don't know what was left over there. But Jesus, yeah, I had no clue what was going on. I just knew I had to be here.
But you earned it, Poppy, because I mean, we see people coming in now buying and they panic in 10, 20, 30% correction and sell. You bought at the top of a bull run, not on the way up. You bought on the top, 17,000, as everyone famously know. And you held through an 85% correction that took a year to play out. You held through that, and as you said, you kept buying more because then you realized that it wasn't by the top. Then you heard someone actually say it was by the dip, and you kept buying the dip, and average down the price of your Bitcoin. So I think your story is, look, if you can sit through 12 months slap in the face of seeing your initial purchase lose 85%. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, 85% of its top value. Anyone can do it, right? So buy and hold, and 4-year cycle, give it 4 years and you're always up.
Well, I think I've done a few of those memes, and it's true. Buying and holding is the easiest thing you can do, but it's the absolute hardest thing you can do. Buy and not do anything. And it's funny, and I don't understand that because I was talking about the time frame earlier. Jesus, just buy it, don't touch it for 5 years. You're in the good.
Yeah.
There has never been $1 invested into Bitcoin that has not returned a positive result over any 210,000 block period, roughly 4 years. Never.
That's it. Hang on to it.
Hang on to it.
4 year.
If you
Like, not
can't
only has it not given a negative, it's given a massively positive return. Just hang on for 4 years.
That's it.
Yellow, he did a meme about what we just spoke about. He tweeted it. Everyone should definitely follow Yellow. His Twitter handle is, you'll find his Twitter handle down below, actually, in the show notes. So it's at ICO Offender. I guess he was offending a lot of ICOs back in 2017. That's my guess. But you'll find his Twitter handle down below, together with other a lot of other great plebes that we know, Pubby and I, and are proud to hang out with.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, I love our chat. I love the fact that, we almost hit 60 today. We're down at 40. And these are hardcore people, the ones I love, the ones that actually run the show on Bitcoin Twitter, in my mind. So shout out to all those guys, all the memers that do this. I love you, crazy bastards. I love you guys, man. You guys are putting in the work. There's nothing to say. Do you know what they could charge, like Wall Street, for the quality work they do?
You know what? So that's it's such a funny thing, Pubby, that usually you always see smart money front run the masses, right? And they make the huge return. I don't remember. There's probably examples, help me with some if you have them, but we've never seen before that this is a ground up, call it opportunity, or basically movement that initially Bitcoin was, it's from the us people on the street that front ran the hedge funds, the institutions, the countries that we haven't seen yet, or only to a very small extent. But it's the common plebes, man. First, it was the cryptographers, the guys that were fighting for our privacy and our freedom of speech, that invented Bitcoin and supported it early on, and then it grew to be a plebe movement, or pleb, as some people would say.
Fuck them, and fuck Greg Zosh too. Fuck you, Greg. Plebe.
Of course. So yeah, this is amazing. This is our opportunity to actually generate, as it's called, it's not life-changing wealth, it's wife-changing wealth. It's generational financial independence. We buy our freedom by having, once we're 20 million, even a little bit of corn will go a long way.
They'll find a way, man. They're going to find a way to crunch the numbers. They'll find a way to get the money from the middle class. So you saw this one. Yeah, Biden on. Well, let's clear up some misconceptions here. You know the capital gains tax here in the U.S., right? You know this, but
ouch.
But in all fairness, look, it's fucked up already. While you put your money at risk, we're going to tax you. The 43% or whatever they're coming up with, I believe it's on people that are already making, I think it's $1 million or more. So anyone that is making lower money, you're still at a 20% level.
Wait, okay, question for you. Is that being increased also for guys at our level, like with normal incomes and stuff?
Well, they'll never tell you that. You just wake up one day and it happened. As of now, you can't find an article about it. But damn, yeah, imagine that. You make over $1 million and you want to go, I don't know, try to invest something, and half your money is gone. Half any gains you have is gone.
Right. Look. So I heard was it 45% or something, but then I listened to, and I think it was Crips from the Tail, Marty Ben and Matt Odell. I think
it's Tales from the Crypt, not Crips from the Tail. Crips from the Tail is something else.
Tales from the Crypt. I think it was on their podcast that I heard that that the 45 is federal only. California, I believe, has 11. Dude, I didn't know. Yeah. We're talking more than 50%. It's your money. You put them at risk. You put them at risk of losing everything.
Yep.
But if you have a gain, they take more than half.
Yes, we call this capitalism now.
What the fuck that ain't capitalism. That is it's not capitalism. I tell you that.
I know, man. I know.
So when I heard that, I was thinking, you know what? It's funny, like with China and Russia and these places that at least used to be communist. I don't think we can, it's free market in China now. You can't really call it communist, but these communists, like US today, with this law, taxes their citizens higher than these previous communist countries. But you know what? I remember someone saying this. Usually everything swings in a, what do you call it? A pendulum. I'll probably get the
pendulum. Yeah, you're good.
A pendulum. I almost had it right. People swing in a pendulum, and then it goes to the extreme, and things turn around, and it goes back. And we saw China obviously was swinging all the way over to a very communist side of the specter. And then now you essentially have. Well, you have a totalitarian regime and mass surveillance, but the economy as such is free market, so it's swinging back. Same with Russia, was fully Soviet, communist, and there's more, capitalism or free market, or let's call it corrupt capitalism or whatever. I don't know. I've never been there, so who am I to say? But U.S. is swinging to the more towards the communist side, and I understand the cry for universal basic income. But the reason there is a cry for that is because of that wealth gap, which is created by the evil central bank that that system hurts people at the low end of the spectrum that don't have houses and stocks that go up when they dilute the money, and their salary stays the same. And now all of a sudden these things like a house gets out of reach, university degree out of reach. And yeah, I kind of lost my point there because I kept going down the sideways on the evil central bank.
Hey,
Are you
got to bring up
surprised?
Ja on air. How does he say pendulum better than scoff? True story. Look, this is where we're at, man. No, this is where we're absolutely at. Where we have such a dumb educational system now in Virginia. You saw the law in Virginia. Apparently, math is racist. Okay, so basically, too many kids are getting further ahead early, so they're avoiding teaching children before the 11th grade. You cannot do an advanced math class because you're getting too far ahead of other people. I can't believe the world we live in right now.
Dude, that's what I had to go through in what do you call it? Primary and middle school, where I really enjoyed math. I loved it. I loved the numbers and the calculations and all that. But it was, I wasn't being challenged enough. It was too easy. But in order for there not to be a difference between anyone in the class, we had to stay at a level so that everyone, the ones that didn't care about math, could follow. So the problem is that if people don't get challenged enough, because it has to be like, oh, everything is equal, everyone has to be equal. You don't get people to fully live out their potential.
Absolutely agree, man. I don't even know what to say. I mean, think of what have we done in the last year here in the world, man? I mean, the printing of money. And think about this. There's 2 weeks to flatten the curve. 2 weeks has turned into 56 weeks. What are we at now? And I don't know what you were taught as a kid, but when I was taught about what a vaccine does, apparently a vaccine, I don't know, prevented you from getting a disease. The vaccine we developed says, well, no, you can still get it. You can still transmit it. And oh, by the way, still wear your mask and social distance. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? That's not a vaccine. So what do? You go behind the scenes and you change the definition of what a vaccine is. This is our world today.
Right. I hear you. I think I remember what I was trying to say before with this cry from for UBI. That.
Oh so yeah, I didn't even touch that. Go ahead.
I saw somewhere that there was a sign in a shop. I think I saw it tweeted. I can't remember by whom or where it was, but there was a sign in a shop saying that some people didn't bother meeting up to work today, so please be patient with the people that did bother to meet up for work. And the problem is that I understand the cry for UBI, but if you give everyone a handout so there's enough money to live from, then who's going to be motivated to work? And I'm not saying, I understand that. I'm not saying for or against. I'm not getting into the political discussion here. I'm just saying, well, if you remove people's motivation to work, it's a problem, right?
Dude, agreed. Hey, can you bring up MJ Smith Ford's tweet there?
Is it the one I already clicked before you said it?
Yeah, well, hey. Yeah, but can you incorporate that French bitch? Goddamn, she should be in jail.
Oh, so is that Les Wexner?
No, that's not. No, I can't remember her name right now. But
Christine Lagarde.
Lagarde, yeah. I mean, you know what's bad is someone's gonna cheat on their taxes by 1,000 pounds and get thrown in jail. She literally um, was convicted. Will spend no time. Oh, by the way, you can keep your position. Stunning,
Yeah,
isn't it? Oh,
yeah, because
just like that's an interesting one there too. The amount of
go.
the amount of evidence she had on all the politicians in the world, nothing will happen to her. Ghislaine Maxwell, who apparently can drive a submarine.
Wait, so explain this one to me.
Oh,
I'm out of the loop on this one.
yeah. So she's the one tied to Prince Andrew, um, and
Oh,
Epstein. Yes,
she was
and
Epstein's chief operating officer, right? Something like that.
oh yeah. Okay, now we're getting it all. Yeah, we're a Bitcoin show, but we love to jump out sometimes to MJ Smith, man. You want to come on and explain? Send him the link, dude.
Oh yeah. So the worst thing. So as Wages said here at Wages to Freedom, this podcast just
Yeah.
got flagged with it. Yeah, the problem is that when you don't have free speech, which we don't anymore, if you understand the problem too well and point it out, you're at risk, right?
Always.
This is a freedom fight. The freedom fight against the corrupt deep state, the central bank owners, and they're telling you the International Monetary Fund, isn't it? Wait, the World Economic Forum, I think it is, right? That the year is 2013, you will own nothing and you'll
Yeah.
have
Oh,
no privacy and life has never been better. Jesus Christ,
yes. Yes.
stand up towards that. We will not take that. This is where we put our foot down.
I was talking to a friend about that. You know what's interesting? We now have a generation of men that have never been in a true fight before, a true war before. Think about
Yeah.
this. After World War II, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, I get it. Korea, mostly an American conflict. Um, Look at Vietnam. Vietnam, again, America there. But most countries have not seen bloodshed, true fighting or wars. So it's fascinating to me as we move forward. Yeah, what do we have the stomach for it? Do you have the stomach for true revolution? I don't know if we do. I don't think we had enough people that do.
Uh, you're right, and I think that what this means, or what you're saying, is we haven't had those wars, but the war has changed. Instead of fighting with military overseas, now we have a fight. Almost the final fight. Of course, there'll be more in the future, but our fight now is for freedom of speech, privacy, and the right to own our things, a right to own assets, the right to have a money that is an asset and not a debt, but has value and that is sound and hard capped 100%, like Bitcoin is at 21 million units, against the deep state, corrupt military, yada yada, complex, that whole shebang.
Yeah, you know what I love about that is Bitcoin has the best warriors in the world
Yep.
because we get the best memers in the world. You see,
That too.
memes are the warfare equivalent of your M4, your M16, AK-47. Memes will lead the way in this battle, and look, we're there. Oh, if I can just give a shout out, fuck Greg Dodge. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I don't know.
All right, right. So in the chat, I hope I can get the name approximately right. Chirac's accomplice. Let me just, yeah.
Okay. Hey,
I'm sorry, man. I know I messed up your name.
hey,
Wait. Let me get his.
maybe we can share before you share, because maybe the guy that speaks English can pronounce it.
Okay. Oh, why don't you go? Okay.
Oh, Chirac's accomplice from Jacques Chirac. On the Road, baby, 1960s. Jesus, easy. What the fuck, Ganders? Yeah,
I don't
Jacques
know
Chirac.
these things, man. You know these
I
things. I
I know, I know.
I look at Bitcoin all day.
I'm telling you to share share it with me next time. All right, share it with me.
What do you want me to share with you?
Next time you have a hard English word
Mm.
with a French basis, yeah, share it with me. I'll explain what it is.
Yeah. I
Hey,
will share it with a man that is the only guy alive today that read all books in the Great Library of Alexandria before it was burned to the ground.
oh,
And that is you. You've read them books and you've got the knowledge, and I
it
respect you
was a
for it.
pity.
So, but now that you've got imagine the wealth of knowledge where the whole world's knowledge was collected. Well, a lot of it in this library in Egypt, in Alexandria, as I believe Cairo was used to be called, and it burned down. When was
I've
it?
I've actually been to both cities, so yeah, they have different names. Have you been?
Oh,
You should go.
no, I haven't been to Egypt.
Yeah,
But
I've
when
been
did
to
it
both
burn
cities.
down? When did it burn down, actually?
Um, let's
So
see,
this was
1999.
the library? No. This happened back in the days. I think uh,
Yes,
about the time of the Roman Empire or something like that.
that's a joke.
Anyways,
It's a
okay.
joke.
Okay, great. Next time, just make sure it's funny, right? No,
Bur-
I'm kidding. It's just me not getting it. Right, I get it. You made a joke. It was good. It was good. I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways,
Yeah,
so that was just me not getting it. But so you got his name right. And what I wanted to say is that he wrote in the chat that good times create weak men, and
classic one. Yeah, that's good.
and the next one, weak men create hard times. And that's probably where we are right now.
And
Weak
then it goes.
men,
Well,
and we're
it
giving the
goes.
state more and more say over our lives. They want us
Oh,
to be happy, not having any privacy, and just be
yeah,
taken out if we are enemies of the of deep
yeah.
state.
No, and it moves on to look at hard times create strong men. Have you not seen? Was that behind there or no?
No, he didn't write that, but yep, you're
No,
right. Yeah,
no. So usually, I've seen this cycle before. Yeah, hard times create strong men. Strong men create basically good times. Good times create then we. It's a cycle.
yeah.
And this is what I was talking about. I think it was when we have William Clemente III on there. Um, Oswald Spengler wrote a great book called The Decline of the West, and he did the entire history. Like, you know what we just did today? We literally
No,
did what Oswald Spengler did. He was
tell me.
able to, he was able to extrapolate the same rate, 2013, 2017. He saw the rate of the way humans would rise and fall as a community. That's what he did.
Are you saying he related that to the bull runs in 13 and 17?
No. He did the same rates, the rates of human civilization. Weak men become hard men, strong
Yeah.
men, and then they fail. Then they fail because the community gets soft. That's what I'm saying. The community gets soft every time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When the price goes up, yeah, communities thinks are too easy. And
Yep.
then we have men baptized in the fire of a painful bear market throughout, well, 2018, right? It wasn't fun, but we were still there. I tell you what, Bitcoin Twitter was, you could easily get an overview of Bitcoin Twitter. We were both active back then. Wasn't too much happening. You get 5 likes on a tweet or something and just a few people around. Like now it's mayhem.
Listen, I'm not saying Bitcoin Twitter is fire now. But I did a "fuck you, Greg" meme that got 100 likes yesterday. Boom.
And didn't you invent that here on Toxic Happy Hour one time by saying it, and then it just caught on? Or wasn't that where it came from? Or,
Actually,
or, or
yes.
did it come from somewhere else before you said it?
No, the actual words. Yes, it was from this show, but someone brought up Greg Zaj, and I said, "Greg Zaj, fuck that guy."
I remember that. I
And
recall it.
and I think it may not be Yellow, but it's probably, I think, Bitcoin Markets, who was actually Plan B. Sorry to dox you. Yep, he's the one
Yeah,
that put that out there.
yeah. Hey, Poppy. So Yellow is asking you to read what's on the screen there. Yeah, I believe that may be Greek. I have
Jesus,
no idea.
is that Cyrillic? Oh, now I'm Russian.
Oh, so you even know the name of the alphabet being used? Yeah, that's beyond me.
Yes, you're a dumbass.
Obviously.
Okay, yep. Read this pub lord. Yeah, yeah, it looks.
I'll read the first part. Read this, Pablo, and then you take the second part. Let's go half and half here. All right, I think we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, what is that?
Auf de kijk hier naar woes. Right? Right?
Oh,
Anyways, now you know, puppy. Now you know.
I
And
guess.
Yellow has got a good laugh for us. So all right. I'm just gonna bring out the graph one more time, and I want to point
Let's
out
go.
one thing in case people didn't hear that that this is the 13 bull run and the 17 bull run, and now the
Go.
evolving 2021 bull run, and the starting point, and this is the important
Oh,
point, is from the all-time highest reach. So this one, the red one, started when we reached the 20,000 in, I think it was early December. So that, and the funny thing is that they have lasted so eerily similar, 280 7 days in 13, 2 days more, 289 days in 17. So yeah, really, really interesting. Do you have any more comments on this, or let me know when you want me to stop screen sharing?
oh, no, I'm getting some feedback from the fans. Yeah, please stop already. No, seriously. Check. Look, go back to the red zone, the red
Let's
circle,
let's go to the red like
the
zone.
red.
Just
Yeah, go to the red zone for a second.
yeah,
Go to the right to the major drop. Can we call that drop one?
yeah. You love this one, right? You love the
Yes. Yep.
$200 one or 200-day
Yep.
one,
Yep.
or the one we're in? You mean?
Stop. Can you admit that there's a major drop there at 200?
Yes.
Can you go to
Yeah, I
the
mean
next? Go to the next drop.
here.
What's the next major drop besides there?
I would say around day, I don't know, 250. Like, can you see my cursor, right?
Yes, right there. Boom. Can we agree those are two data points?
Yeah, we have two bull runs. That's two data points, right?
No,
Or do
no,
you
no,
mean
no.
like one drop and another drop? But have a look at this one, Puppy,
Stop,
right
stop,
here.
stop,
Oh,
stop,
that's day 200. Yeah.
stop. Let me go. Stop for a second. Jesus. Go,
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 go, go.
go to the first one.
Yeah.
Just what? We'll call that number one.
Uh-huh.
Go to 200. Can we call that number two?
We can.
Okay. Let's go to the very top. Let's
Here?
call that. Let's call that. Can we call that point number three? Data point number three. Deal?
Well, what happened to the one after 250 days you're all excited about? This one.
No, no. What's 250? Yeah, 250. Yeah, the top.
Yeah.
No, we got two drops. Easily able to verify. Two
Mm-hmm.
drops, one big rise. Let's go to the next drop.
And the two or the three or the top, which is four? Oh, this is awesome. People, I'm sure, having a laugh watching us trying to work this out live.
Are you not watching the drop in real time here? Look at that shit. Look at that drop from the top. Take it to the bottom.
You mean from the very top and then the bear market?
Yes. Jesus.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay,
up with
just
me.
say it, man.
Yeah, you
You
got it.
know English, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Go. All right. Go to the ultimate bottom on that yellow line. Ultimate bottom.
So it's actually, according to the graph, that is it's showing the graph until the price has dropped 70%. So it's not like the end of the bear market, like the one from 17, which went into 18. This orange one, if you recall, it was flat for 2 months here at $6,000. And then after that, it slammed down to 3,100, like in no time. Couple of weeks, I think it was.
Okay. Instead of talking, just pick your own point. Pick your own price point.
No, you go ahead.
No, take it down, but then boom, up again, and a major drop. Go follow the major drop again to the right.
All right, you want me to put the cursor there? Are we talking yellow or orange here?
No, to the left, to the left, to the left, a little bit more, right there. Look at that drop. Wait, put the cursor on that big drop.
Here?
Where's the? I don't know. Where's the cursor?
Oh, you can't see it. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Yeah, look. The big drop matches. It matches up every time.
Yeah.
Absolutely every time.
It's funny, man.
No, go to the drop.
Dude, there's many drops. Tell me which drop you want me to go to. Are we talking before the
Let me see
peak,
your
after the
let me
peak,
see your cursor. Where's your
yellow,
cursor?
orange? Okay,
Where's your
can you see my
cursor, man?
cursor? Can you see it?
No.
Wait, you can't see? You actually can't see my cursor? All this time I thought you could see my cursor?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, okay. So it's
We
just
gotta
showing
up
the
our
screen.
yeah. We gotta up our
Oh
game.
my God. This okay. Well,
Look at that.
you know
Look at
what?
that
Just
drop.
tell me what you see on the graph. Like I'm just looking now on the. I can't believe people that we still have 51 live viewers after this last 5 minutes
No,
of nothingness.
I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah.
Do not go all in on Bitcoin if you don't believe it, which I get. We're a bunch of idiots, but I will say this: like, fuck, dude, I would take like 10% at least, and after we have 2 cycles that go through this run, why not throw a few dollars at it? Why not throw a few dollars at it? And guess what? When the other companies do, it's gonna spike big time.
Yeah.
We're gonna have breakout. So you see that red line in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. When it gets to that middle line, as it gets closer, it's gonna go up against that yellow 2013 line.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it's gonna pump so quickly above there. Oh, we got the left side open. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I just
it's
moved it
all
a little
done.
bit so we can actually see the
Yeah,
prices. So we can
no,
see that the 13 top was 800,000. Well, matching it would be 800,000, and the
no,
17 top would be 300,000.
done.
That's what happened in the 2 previous bull runs.
No, done. Listen, when this thing and they're tracking. I mean, all these companies are tracking, governments are tracking this same chart. When it gets
Yeah.
close, the pump is going to be stupid. It's going to be stupid. That's when I cash out. I lose all
No,
my friends.
don't say that even for fun, because Puppy,
I'm
some
joking. No,
people
I'm joking.
believe that you will actually sell your Bitcoin.
No. Of course not. Come on,
Yeah.
fuck.
I know.
Because I see the future, man. I see the
Yeah.
future. This is.
Yeah.
But it's gonna when it hits that after that one, two, the second drop after that second drop, man, the pump is gonna be stupid.
Yeah.
There will be
Yeah.
two. There will be 2 drops, and then all bets are off.
Yeah. It's Yeah, I mean, we don't know exactly, how many, but and this time around, it has been. We've had less corrections than previously. We only had one 30% correction. That was January. This wasn't even a 30% correction. But by the way, so one thing I want to point out is that right now on this graph, which is from, I believe, Thursday or Friday, that the current 21 bull run is, the red line is down, but it's already pumped $7,000 in 24 hours approximately.
Yeah, of course.
Since that. So we are, once again, heading upwards. And actually, if I can see, so it means anyway, so it's up sharp the last 24 hours. That's for sure.
No, listen, man, the chart is bullish. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And you know what's amazing to me? It's not that anyone is saying sell your house, the hardcore guys will do this. Sell your house, your car, cash in your 401k. But dear God, if you only get 0.1% of value, 10% of anyone's interest in this, man, that value, the price is going to just go crazy.
Yeah. And actually, this is so what you were saying before about you're saying, you don't have to go all in, you can put 10% or 1%. An example of that. So, and I love that you word if you don't have full conviction or if you're not, fully convinced. So, and you look at a guy like Michael Saylor, who has conviction, as you're saying. He went all in, and he has done phenomenally, of course. Then there was Square that I think allocated 1%, one measly percent of their company cash balance into Bitcoin, and they've done extremely well on that. That was $50 million. I think it's up by 200 million now. So they've done phenomenally. They just didn't have the conviction to go harder than a drop in the ocean. So it's up to you how much upside you want, right? And of course, there's no guarantee, but there is a 12-year history of price going up and always coming back to an all-time high, always exceeding it, always setting new all-time highs. So if you get nervous about a correction and even consider panic selling, I will say this: educate yourself, understand what money is, that this is the best money the world has ever seen, and you'll realize that a dip or correction is an opportunity to buy it cheap, and that we that by automatically you expect to go higher. I don't know if our chat has passed away and is resting in peace, but I haven't had any new chat messages to put on the screen for 15 minutes. So probably something is happening. Guys, the last one I see is this one from Hastings Insurance Solution. I don't see other chats. I don't know if it's probably a
yeah, I see the same one.
Yeah, it's probably a technical issue on Restream. Let's try this chat overlay. So that was supposed to bring up the chat. Well, there it goes. But there, I guess it only puts up new chat menu. But we can see there's still 55 people watching. Just sorry, guys, we can't throw chats on the screen anymore, which is really the main content of the show. Everybody knows that. We're just here to hang out and chit-chat Bitcoin while the chat, the open source project of Toxic Happier. We even have a Telegram group that Pubby and I are not admins over, which is participate. Oh, well, I guess mainly me. I don't see you in there often, but there's a link to that down below as well. But it's rated R.
Who can keep up, man? Who can keep up? I'm an old guy, dude. Who can keep up, man? And we got the Telegram. Now there's Spaces, there's Clubhouse. There's all this bullshit. I got no clue what's going on, man. I'm chatting everywhere. I think I sent to a clubhouse group a grocery list. I don't know. I was supposed to buy something. I don't know.
By mistake? By mistake?
No, yeah, it's a sort of a joke, but yeah. Oh yeah, don't forget the milk and bread tomorrow. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Everything is out of. There's so much. How do people? And this goes back to the greater point. You think people take the time to understand where money comes from when they're stuck trying to figure out where their next paycheck is from?
Yeah.
They'll
And
never
that's
get it.
what's I hear you. And that's what
Yeah,
central
man.
banking has done.
Yeah.
Pushed people in, like, we would have so much, I will say, happiness and freedom and less stress if it wasn't because the central bank had convinced you that it's good for you that your savings are diluted. We would be, yeah, as Jeff Booth says, sound money will usher in a world of abundance, and it will be like that for all of us, for everyone, high and low.
Absolutely. So yeah,
Puppy,
yep. Time to go, baby. Time to
yeah,
go.
time to go.
Hmm.
So awesome. It was fun discussing this graph with you today.
Yeah, man.
And and I thought you guys could see my cursor all along. I think you said yes, but it turned out you can't. But anyways, it's really interesting, and let's see where we end up in this bull run. Is it really going to be September? Is it going to be December? We don't know. But a lot of indicators say at least 300,000, and that's what I have my eyes on, and I'll continue to look for, as I believe both of us will. um, you know, when is the top? And I believe there will be a correction unless, and we don't need to get into that, unless there's going to be one of those like bond market collapse, or, contango trade just takes over, whatever. But Poppy, some final words from you, or thoughts, or anything you want to share before we end the stream?
Oh yes. Um, I love that chart was absolutely amazing to me when I first saw it. And I love the fact that I mean, you could put them on top of each other. It's pretty close. Be it a few weeks, days, months, whatever. What I find most interesting now moving forward is damn, what if you're wrong? What if you are wrong that this is not the time that the institutions come in? I've always been one buy and hold. Buy and
Yeah,
hold.
yeah.
Don't don't try to time the bottom. Just buy, accumulate, and hold.
It's
Okay, I believe that sincerely. I mean, those people. I joke in there like you can time tops and bottoms, perhaps. Well, the next wave of money coming in will blow your mind.
yeah.
Will blow your mind.
What once one of these big markets out there collapses, or the faith in fiat collapses,
Mm.
it's game over, and there's nothing to time. It's just straight up
We
to
we never
infinity.
even we never even talked about the pensions and those hedge funds, but the pensions that when the ETFs come in, when the
Oh,
ETFs, fuck yeah. Oh,
dude,
what do we got?
do
Yeah,
do you
yeah, I
have
know.
do you have time? How much more time do you have? Are we ending here? Because we can take this up on the next one as well. But the ETFs are really, really interesting,
Fuck.
because
Yeah, let's
we gotta
save
go.
ETF. We got to save ETFs for next time, man.
All right, but
Yeah,
yeah. So sorry I cut you off,
I
but it's
know, I
just.
know. Yeah,
But you're
get ready.
absolutely right. Once the ETF is here, there are a huge amount of money out there
Fuck.
that will finally be allowed to get Bitcoin exposure, which
Hey,
is gonna knock the price
hey,
again through the roof. And it people expect it to happen either this year or next year. Is what I hear people saying.
we'll do,
I'm
man.
not an expert in that part, but
Because I know we'll talk for hours on that motherfucker. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we can, yeah.
All right, man.
But it's
So
bullish. So, all right. On that note,
bullish.
thank you very much. Probably always fun to hang out with you. Thanks to Hastings Insurance Solutions for the 615 super chat. Great meme there. And
that's going to a Guinness, man. That's going to a proper Guinness.
Thank you. Finally, we can buy beer for that money, Puppy. I appreciate it. So thank you, everyone, for watching. And yeah, to the chat, inspiring us. And on that note, careful storing more value in dirty fiat currency like US dollar, euro, etc. Then you can afford to lose value, because that's a built-in policy. They have now taking out about 97, 98% of its value since the Federal Reserve. Careful using that as a means to store value. Instead, consider Bitcoin. At least do your education and study it, your due diligence, and find out what's right for you. But Pubby and I like it as a better place to store value. I believe in it way more than something that has proven over 100 years that it loses its value. Pubby, love hanging out with you, buddy.
Love you, brother.
All right. See you in the next one. Bam.